Woke up Saturday morning to a gorgeous morning for the competition, but Gus decided he wanted to check out the airplane.
Hey Dakota, you letting cats on your airplane?
Dakota just ignored the cat and told me, "Cats are dumb. Do the same, Dad." So here's a good view of the competition strip, the RC strip right next to him. You'll see where Show Center is getting all set up as well. You know it's a family event when you look at the airplane and what do you have below it, but the kids have been playing tic-tac-toe.
Well, good afternoon, National Stol. John Jughead Council here with 97 Bravo, my 55 Cessna 170. And hey, I'm one of the many Moses Lake locals here, so it's great to be back at the airport that my dad soloed at, I soloed at, my brother soloed at. So it's a cool coming home, and it's such a neat history here at the old Larson Air Force Base, now Grant County International Airport. It's Moses Lake. So what does that mean? That means May 18th, 1980, we had the most volcanic ash land here in Moses Lake from anywhere when Mount St. Helens erupted. We had 3 to 3.5 inches of the most fine, silky volcanic ash on the ground. And what you're seeing out there today is we still have undisturbed earth that has that layer of ash in it. And so this really fine white dust you see coming up behind the airplanes as we're taking off and landing, yeah, that's a little geological history right there with Mount St. Helens.
Here's a few pictures from that eruption, May 18th, 1980. Huge plume. My dad heard it. Here's the ash in Moses Lake. Various forms of transportation, because generally motor vehicles lost their engines within a couple hours.
I'm still here. On landing, it has given us some really nice braking action. You can get on the brakes really hard. These 31-inch Alaska bush wheels, I'm landing with my brakes on. I'm actually trying to just skid the tires throughout the landing roll. So really good braking action with the wind on the nose right now, 15 knots. I was seeing takeoff somewhere in the 125 to 135 foot range, and I had at least 2, if not 3, sub 100 foot landings. That's right, Tegan, sub 100 feet. Tegan, right over here, is my number 2 competitor, also flying a beautiful 170. Betty Page over there. She was a red airplane before she started flying here in the ash cloud today, but being in the last in the lineup, Betty Page is now completely ash and brown. You can get out here, you can talk to somebody like myself that's competed for years across the country, and we'll give you all the tips and help we can, except maybe if it's Tegan. Too much rivalry going on right there, right, girl? And but the rookies are out here having fun. We've got 182s, 172s, experimentals. It's got a great thing. And of course, wonderful support out of Millionaire with the fuel support out here and everybody at National Stol. It's great to see our good friend Corey Robin back out having some fun in aviation. He showed up, surprised everybody here today, and Ryan's doing a great job on the mic. Thanks to all the men and women behind the scenes like our great cameramen and support crews or line judges. Jughead's out.
Hi, my name is Tegan LaPointe. I'm flying Beige Betty here. It's my Cessna 170. She's a little bit bigger than John Council's as far as the engines. 210 horsepower, fuel injected. It's got all the standard off-airport stuff, Horton Stol, VGs, big tires, all of that. So yeah, we're out here. We had practice yesterday. It was super windy and gusty, but looking forward to today. Should be a good day to go out and fly and compete against John. At the end of the day, you know, there's always that friendly competition out there, but you know, I want to be able to take this thing home. I use it a lot for, you know, camping, going off airport, just, you know, a lot of fun. So it's really, I mean, it's the same thing here. If we take home, you know, first or second place, that's just bonus in the cap. You know, this isn't just for guys out there. Anybody can go out and fly. My girlfriend flies this airplane too. I help teach her how to fly it. And just don't let anybody tell you can't. You know, you're no different. You're just as capable as everybody else. Hell, maybe you're even better. You know, get out there, start flying, and show them what you can do.
All right, Ryan, that was a great piece. Now, one thing that I noticed in that is they're talking a lot about each other, but Alan wasn't part of the conversation. Right. But I guarantee after that performance this morning, he is now solidly in.
This is my favorite picture, I think, of the weekend. My brother and I and my dad's old KC-135 behind us. He soloed there, I soloed there, my brother soloed there, and Dad was definitely flying with us this weekend. Love and miss you, Dad. Big thanks to Sport Aircraft Seats. Daniel and his men and women make absolutely great products. I love sitting on them. I love flying cross country on them, and I appreciate their support of Jughead and Dakota's adventures. Well, here we have the first half of our class. They have just finished competing there, taxiing clear, and then we will be headed out. We've got Tegan and Betty Bage in front of me there, myself, and I forget who was behind me. I think maybe it was the Colonel. At the beginning of the class, you pull up for your introductions, because remember, not only is this a great live event, but National Stol broadcasts these live on Facebook, and they do an incredible job with their production. So that's what we're doing here, letting everybody see 97 Bravo, learning about the pilots, learning about their experience, and getting everybody fired up.
Cliff jumping, and Jughead kept going, safely. We did it safely. So.
It's a fun thing to do. You know what? That's what it's all about.
Speaking of John Jughead Council, in race 115 in the 1955 Cessna 170 Bravo from Moses Lake, everyone give it up for John Jughead Council. Now, Jughead has such a career in aviation. Former Air Force pilot, F-15 pilot. He was talking to me about how they used to do their debriefs in F-15s after missions last night. Also, a big name in the air show industry for a long time as an air show announcer. So I was kind of picking his brain about that last night. And now flying airliners and doing STOL stuff. He has done a lot of modifications to this plane, and I think partly for competition, but also takes his dog out hunting in the backcountry with this aircraft. So really using it for what it was designed for.
You know, the funny thing about John and people like him is they've literally lit their hair on fire, gone full afterburners and F-15s, done just about everything you can do at that extreme, but they end up here. And I asked John last night, I said, John, why are you flying STOL? And he says, because it's the most fun flying I have ever done.
Here I'm pulling up to the line for my first pass. For this first pass, I make a prediction of where I can get airborne. I look at the wind, I look at the density altitude, and I simply pick a number. 175 feet, I'm going to fly it, or whatever I think is appropriate for that day. So the power comes full up, I've got it lean, tail comes up, I'm looking downrange at where my mark is. Here it comes, flaps, I pull, and on a really nice takeoff, which this one turned out to be pretty good, I don't even feel the airplane get airborne. It comes up so gently. And then low transition to get it accelerated, climb up. But overall, I thought it was a decent first takeoff to at least give me something to work on. Here we just kind of show you what the whole pattern looks like. Of course, this is sped up, but fly it fairly tight at only 500 feet. We can't cross the center line of the big runway here. Come back around, give myself a nice, long, stable final so I can get a feel for that wind. Don't get super slow until I get really close and get down low. Here we are. I can see the line fairly well, looking at the flags to pinpoint it right now. Getting a feel, it's looking pretty good. There it is, on the line, good braking action. All right, I've got one good one in the books. I know that first pass is good. I've got something I can work with. Now I can go get more aggressive. I think all that was good. Oh, when you look at it in slow motion, that left wheel touched down about 3 feet before the line. It's a scratch, it doesn't count. But overall, I was good with where and how I took off, and I was good with my approach. I just had to fine-tune the line.
Beautiful.
And a scratch for John Council on the first run. That would have been a nice one to drop the gauntlet. He had a takeoff score of 169 feet, and that will get thrown away. And he'll have to do it again on takeoff number 2.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker for John. He needs to get on the board, but this leaves the window open for Tegan. But here's Tegan. Now, she is known to be very aggressive. She's got her program, her process nailed down. You'll watch the flaps come down early because she doesn't want to be bothered with it, so she takes it down almost all the notches.
Holding it off, a little burst of power, holding it off.
Nice.
Good over the line for Tegan. As that yoke fullback, elevator straight up to help keep that tail down. Wow. She stops.
All right, with the known scratch in round 1, it meant round 2 was going to be a little tougher. I needed to be aggressive, but I couldn't be too aggressive. So I knew I could better on the takeoff, and that was what my goal was, and then come in and just make sure I got one past the line for landing. The brakes are released, tail up, we pull, and again, I thought it was good. I thought it was probably better than my first one, but I wasn't. You won't know until you get back and look at the scores. So I came in just a little bit steeper on the second approach to help ensure that I didn't scratch again. Dumped the flaps down hard on the brakes. Overall, I thought pretty good. I look at the number. Okay, well, you can tell by the reaction from my head, I don't think it's as good as I was hoping it was going to be.
That down to, like I said earlier, within a half wingspan to the ground as he works on his energy management. Now watch as he approaches here. Now pay special attention to the elevator. That's the rear of the aircraft, the horizontal control. Now look how hard he's working. That elevator is definitely moving. Between that and the power and the rudder, perfect landing from John Council.
And look how short we just got from Jughead. Big round of applause for that one. He made it look so easy.
Wow, and that right there is definitely a sub 100-foot landing, putting him in good solid contention with that good takeoff of only 114 feet to potentially overtake Alan Hewitt, which put on an absolute clinic. And Ryan.
Oh, Ellen.
We have the numbers. Ladies and gentlemen, 202 feet combined. Jughead Council.
So let me set the scenario of what I'm looking at going into the third round. I taxi clear after the second round. I think I have now literally probably gotten third place to the Cessna 172. I think Tegan has beaten me, and I end up getting a text from my brother that says, hey, you're actually in first place after the second round, and I am just shocked. So that totally is a game changer. I have to shift my mindset, and now I go, okay, if I'm in the lead, I watch Tegan come in and land behind me. It looks like she did pretty well. I don't think she's ahead of me with that second round. I don't know that she knows that she's not beating me. So I go out for the third round, and I just go, I'm going to go all out. So I'm going to go super aggressive on my takeoff, and I'll go exactly at the line. So try to make it the best landing I can and see what I can do for the takeoff. So that's what it looks like getting ready to go to the third round. Let's go see what it looked like on the cameras. So I pull really early, really aggressive, and hope I catch the gust of wind just right. And as you see, after I pulled the flaps, those wheels still rolled for another 30 feet. I went aggressive. It didn't pay off. I was going to have to rely on round number 2 to take me to the top of the podium. But we still have one more landing. Let's see what we can do. This one's just for the pride, probably.
Being brought in. Here's John now coming in, holding it off the throttle. Oh, with a scratch, but that's okay. He's got a good lead, and Tegan
I could tell that one landed well short, so I didn't even try to stop it. It was time to just roll it back to the ramp and hope that Tegan didn't catch me with her third and final landing.
So that's why we have that element in competition. But you got to measure from the line.
You got to have a line to measure from the line. Yeah.
And Lance had a great landing there of only 149 feet, so he'll clean that up on this third round. Jughead Council putting on an absolute clinic of consistency with 165 feet there. Watch as we launch Tegan into the sky. So much fun. Here we go, getting up on the power.
And we're back again. The wind is still howling with the backcountry class. Now, look at these awesome competitors. I got to ask you, do you know how it ended up? You kind of came to the booth. You figured it out. All right, here we go. Let's talk about who won in third place with a combined score of 216 feet. Alan Hewitt. And then a close one. We had the grudge match later. Yeah, we did just a minute ago with a combined score of 208 feet. Tegan LaPointe. And in first place with a combined score of 202 feet. That's just 6 feet. That's a Corey Robin between them. John Jughead Council. Okay. John, I got to ask you, you're from this area. You've flown in this area a lot. Sorry, T. Oh, here, I'll do this. Go around me. How was it flying today back at the home airport for you?
You always want to come home and fly and to compete well at your home airport. It was really special. The first time my mom and my sister got to fly and watch us out here, so that was extra cool. I've got so much memories of flying here, soloing here, my dad soloing here, my brother. And Dad's gone, but man, he was with us today.
Yeah. Incredible performance here for you guys. Anything you want to say to a certain lady right next to us?
Well, we did the grudge match. I think I beat her in the grudge match in her own airplane as well, but that just means round one, because any given day she could beat me. And Betty Page is a great airplane. A lot of fun.
He did beat you a little bit in your own airplane. How is that a little salt in the wound, or?
Well, I mean, it's probably just because I wasn't used to having no power taking off. But I do seem to remember I beat him in landing in his own airplane too, though. I think my landing score was better than his.
I think you might be right, yeah.
So, I mean, I say we call it even.
I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you two. You can decide if it's even. And then, Alan, a real quick question for you. You're coming in strong into the whole competition. You got to go in an earlier heat.
Yes.
Feeling good about it? Feeling good about it?
Well, I think I might have got a little bit robbed by the wind because I think they had better wind, and I'm wondering why I didn't get invited to their grudge match. I think they were just afraid of a 172.
Yes. I think they were a little afraid about the 172. All right, get up here, folks. Come on. Quick photo op for everybody. This is your backcountry class, everybody. Get a photo, get those trophies high. All right, put them on down, folks. We got to celebrate. Everyone, this is your Moses Lake 2024 backcountry class winners. And I'm going this way this time. Oh, man. What an awesome show. All right, we'll be right back with the rookie class.
Huge shout out to National Stol and the Moses Lake Airshow. I can't tell you how fun it was to come to my hometown, fly with so many of my friends and family, and get to compete in front of friends and family, and have a great rivalry with Tegan. I know that I beat her on this one, but I've got to be keeping my watch out because she could sneak up and knock me off the top of the podium anytime. Big shout out to those in the rookie class. It's always tough to sign up that first time, but you'll always be glad that you did. You guys flew great. Keep it up. See you at the next one. My favorite photo from the whole weekend. My brother and I, Dakota. I was so proud of my brother to fly in his first STOL contest. He did a great job. It was just a true honor to get to share my passion of this sport with him. Good job, Mike. It seems like always getting to and from the contest is harder than flying in the contest. We had weather over Snoqualmie Pass and Stevens Pass, but there's a cheat that goes between them, and I could see up through about 85% of it. When I got up to the summit, I actually ran into a snow shower, but just as soon as I thought I was going to have to turn around, I broke out and had beautiful viz all the way to the bottom.
Dakota's getting his volcanic ash from the Moses Lake STOL Airshow washed off. Well, there she is. That's what it's all about. Bringing home a little more hardware to put in the hangar. Not sure where it's going to go over here, but I will find a good place for it. These are really cool trophies. I thought they did really nice.
Again, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for those who came out. Big thanks to National Stol for letting me use the video content. Moses Lake Airshow for putting on a great event. Sport Aircraft Seats for all your wonderful support. And of course, Columbia Sportswear. Jughead and Dakota are out. We'll see you at a STOL contest soon.